Hey, thanks for coming by, watch another episode. CTM Sports. Be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to hit the subscribe button. And make sure to check out our podcast, the Thinking Game Podcast, where we make content about life and pass on situations and information based on the things we learn coming up. To get back to our youth, middle age, whoever want to hear it. The motto is, we can give you the information. We just hope that you make the right decisions. We know, you can't make anybody do anything, but you can give the information. You can lead the water, but I can't make you drink it. So please check out the podcast. We're now on Spotify. We got the videos on Spotify now. Thinking Game under CTMTV. Check that out. We're also starting to integrate a wrestling talk segment into the podcast. So make sure you check out the podcast. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Much more content to come. Thank you for watching. On to our first topic of the day is should Barry Bonds be a Hall of Famer in Major League Baseball? He has been denied it for 10 years, somewhere around there, 10 years. And the thing that I would ask, and let me know in the comments what you think, is does PEDs enhance your skill? I know it enhances your body. I know it enhances your muscle. But what about your hand-eye coordination? What about your awareness? It doesn't enhance your brain waves. It enhances, your muscles and stuff like that. But what about your hand-eye coordination? To hit a home run, it's more than just having muscle. You got to have hand-eye coordination to hit a 100-mile-per-hour fastball, even 80 miles per hour. Some brains you can't even register. I know I probably couldn't even register a ball coming that fast at you and to be able to hit it. They take some skill. He was not suspended using PEDs that I know of. I didn't see him be suspended of it. And he did admit at some point like he was given a cream that he didn't know what was in it. It was massaged into his muscles. But who in their right mind is going to volunteer information to get them incriminated? I know I ain't going to do it. So he never really got caught. He just indirectly maybe raised some eyebrows, but he never got caught. And, you could tell, when he played for the Pirates, he probably was my size. Then when he went to the Giants, he looked like Arnold Schwarzenegger, you know what I'm saying? So, and the last thing I have is how many players took PEDs and did not have the same success? So I want you to think about. There are a lot of players during that era. I'm pretty sure they took that. He wasn't the only one that took it. Matter of fact, it was some that came out. They brought him out, but they didn't have the same success. And he actually put MLB on the map for a while when he was going after the home run record, like him, Sammy Sosa, all those guys. Even Roger Clemens, pitcher was. Those guys are part of baseball history, whether you agree with it or not. Like I say, PEDs doesn't help you get awareness. It doesn't help you with the skill. It just helps your body heal quicker, recover quicker, and muscle-wise. But let me know in the comments what you think. Does Barry Bonds deserve to be in the Hall of Fame? The next topic is floating around there. Is Bill Belichick on the hot seat? I talked about this on the earlier sports show I did earlier. If he don't win, it's going to get hot on that seat. But is his job on the line this year if he don't win? And one of the questions I always debate about with my buddy John when he get to come on here is it the system or is it the players who won the Super Bowl for the Patriots? Patriot way or the set of players that he had? I think it was the perfect intersection of talent and the system at the same time. It is very hard to win a Super Bowl in NFL. A lot of things have to go right. You got to have the right mixture of players, and they can all be on the same page. And that Patriots teams, when he won the Super Bowl, their defense was insane. They had Teddy Bruschi, They had Willie McGinnis, a good secondary. It's like they all played in unison. Nobody was like the superstar, but they were all great. But the way the Patriot way worked and they followed the system, they just worked well together. It's like a well-oiled machine. You know, having Seymour at DN, playing that 3-4 defense, which is hard to run in the NFL, having a 3-4, definitely not easy because one of those linebackers are going to take some punishment from that offensive line. But when you got defensive linebackers in that 3-4 that's built like DNs but move like linebackers, I mean, that like Willie McGinnis was like a different kind of dude, you know what I'm saying? Teddy Bruschi was a different kind of dude playing at 3-4. Then Richard Seymour, I mean, dude was fast, but he was built like an offensive lineman, man, playing DN at 3-4. And when you're a DN, a D tackle in a 3-4, you probably gonna go up against a double team a lot. So how they was getting past those, unreal. Next thing is Tom Brady or Bill Belichick. And I debate about this all the time too. Anybody that know about sports and know about the politics and the hierarchy of sports, if the coach don't put you in, you'll never get a chance to play or even prove yourself. You have to get on the field first. So if Drew Bledsoe would have listened to Belichick and not try to go for the rocket plays, he did have a rocket arm, but if he would have followed the system pattern, would we know of Tom Brady? Would we know who he is? Because we all know players that we saw in sports. We all know players that we knew that were great, but the coach didn't put them in. And if the coach don't put you in, how do people know that you're good if you never get a chance to play? Because we all know about this. Coaches have their picks. That's who they want, but they also got roster fillers. And if they don't have the trust in you, or that's not the guy that they kind of groom to be that player, or you don't have. It's not all about skill all the time. Sometimes it's about being marketable. You have to have the personality. Shouldn't be like this sometimes, but that's just how it is, And Tom Brady followed the system. He followed what was told of him. And Drew Bledsoe never seen the light of day again after that. I think they ended up trading him to the Cowboys or something like that, or releasing him. It was something like that. But if Drew Bledsoe would have listened, I know that's an if game, but if he would have listened, would we know who Tom Brady is? Because Drew Bledsoe was good in his own right. But when they threw Tom Brady in, he followed the system. You notice Tom Brady didn't throw a lot of deep balls, a bunch of like intermediate stuff, 2 tight ends, single back, 2 tight ends, one running back in the backfield. And Bill Belichick, he had a good offensive system and defensive system in. You can't really knock that. I mean, he would go get like veteran players. I remember he had Corey Dillon at one time at running back, which was awesome. He had Fred Taylor too at running back. That was awesome. Always had guys that would play secondary by committee until he got like some really big names. But I think his system and his way of coaching really made a difference. And the people say that, well, he went to Tampa Bay and won a Super Bowl, but you got to think about Tampa Bay kind of built that team up over the years, and Jameis Winston just didn't have the pocket awareness, or I don't know what it was, but it's just something was missing. And all they needed was somebody to drive the car. And Jameis Winston seemed like he just wasn't a good driver for that car. And what do you know? Tom Brady came, and you couldn't pick a better situation to go into free agency and a team like that. You got those 2 studs at receiver. Then you brought in Antonio Brown. Then the defense was crazy. And he won a Super Bowl that 1 year. I mean, that was the perfect setup. And you see after that, most time when you win a Super Bowl, this is another thing about Belichick. Somehow, though that 7-8 year run he had, he always could get some plug in the players to leave. And he always traded players right before their value started to decline. Like they got up high, and when they was on the deep, right before it started to go back down, he would trade him and get more value or draft picks for him. And I think Tom Brady messed up his whole system of doing that. Because if you remember, Tom Brady told Robert Kraft that he want to trade me for and go with Jimmy Garoppolo. And Robert Kraft allegedly told Bill Belichick that you're going to trade Garoppolo and we're going to keep Tom Brady. And I think that was the demise of their relationship. I don't think Bill Belichick ever recovered from Tom Brady doing that, as far in his mind, like to go behind his back and do something like that. I don't think he ever recovered from that. So, but let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think it was more Tom Brady, or do you think it was more Bill Belichick? I'm going to say the more of the system, because I know for a fact that if the coach don't put you in, you'll never get to shine. I mean, you've seen quarterbacks in the NFL, like some quarterbacks are really good backup quarterbacks, but they never get in because the coach don't want to put them in, or for whatever reason. But definitely, it's not all about talent all the time. Sometimes in different positions, it's all about personality. It's all about, hey, we drafted this guy in the first round versus this is a 5th round pick. All kind of factors that factors into that. So, but let me know. Do you think Bill Belichick job's online in the comments? Let me know. The next one, and this one is I appreciated this. This was I give much respect to Zion for going on Gilbert Arenas podcast, and he was saying how hard it is to maintain that diet discipline off the court. You know, when you are 22 years old making $200 million and you feel like you got all the money in the world, and when you really think about it, he probably don't even have to spend the money. People probably just offer it to him. You know, hey, that's Zion. Come on in, man. Get you something to eat. And imagine you 22 making $200 million. You can buy whatever you want, whenever you want. You got access to whatever you want. You know, a lot of us saying what we would and wouldn't do, but some of us probably would have went down that same path. So kudos to Zion. And man, I hope he get it together. It seemed like he was he lost some weight being on Gilbert's show. And I hope he kind of get like a personal chef. He said he's going to get some more wisdom around him. That's a smart idea. Shout out to Zion, man. I want to see him back on the court. Because when he played good. And ain't nobody that can hold him when you stout like that. I mean, who going to get in front of you? They going to get their chest knocked in by a shoulder. So, shout out to Zion, man. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty good. Being on Gilbert podcast, that was pretty good to hear him, and he seemed like the criticism don't really shake him like that. You gotta have tough skin being in the spotlight. It's definitely not easy to do, but shout out to Zion. That was pretty good podcast. So, but yeah, guys, let me know in the comments what you think. Is Zion gonna come back better next year, or is he still going to take a little time to kind of get his mental right and get his diet right, get his health right? Because when you weigh that much, you know, it's hard when you weighing, 280 plus and jumping up and down like that. It's going to put stress on your body. So, but yeah, guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Is Zion ready to make that return? And I'm going to get ready and sign out. I want to say again, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think. Let me know some topics you want to hear me talk about. Hit me up in the comments. I would definitely talk about some of those topics. Thanks for watching. And I'm seeing a large percentage are not subscribed. Please help me out, subscribe to the channel. And help us grow and spread the word. Thanks for watching. And I'm signing out.